Hi guys, Lord L's back in the shed. Right, explanation time. Reason why I haven't been around for 7 weeks, nearly 8 weeks now. Get your seat right here. Oh, stop, don't do that. Charlie Bishop. I've got a story about Charlie. The reason I'm here now is Charlie Bishop's just inspired me. All seriousness, he just has. I've watched his latest film, which he only posted an hour or so ago, and I've watched it and it's inspired me. Right, the reason why I haven't been here: 7 weeks ago the family decided to get COVID. It started with daughter number 2, which went to the grandson, which went to the wife, which went to me, went to daughter number 1. Now, family as it is, the daughter, number 2 daughter got it first. She had it bad for a week, and then it seemed to get better day by day. And then the wife comes home and she wasn't that bad. But I get it, and it knocked me sideways, so I spent a week in bed, and then I spent another week just relaxing in a way, and then number 1 daughter got it. Anyway, this COVID, there's a guy called Dr. John Campbell. He explains it perfectly, and I had his symptoms. And what it is, you get a dry throat, you get a dry cough, you get a touch of runny nose, but you get a dry cough, and you just feel like crap. He had a mild fever. I can't say I had a mild fever, but it sort of come ins and out, and I did a lot of sleeping, because I tend to sleep. If there's something wrong with me, I tend to sleep. Let my body work the systems. But the second week, I was up and down, and I thought, I'll come down here, you know, out of boredom and one thing and another, and there's not a lot on the TV, is there? And I had no interest at all. No, it just didn't bother me. And I thought, something wrong here, you know. No interest in all this, and I thought, oh, well, I'll give it a bit longer. And as time went on, it just didn't appeal to me. Couldn't concentrate. And the other thing, I come down here on the 4th week, and that was the reason. I was watching YouTube films, and I haven't commented. And I must apologise for not commenting in your movies. A lot of them were good, but I'd watch it in stages. I couldn't watch the whole film in one go. I just couldn't concentrate on anything. And then you just get to a point where, well, why am I commenting? Or am I doing it just out of something, you know? It's just, anyway. But I just couldn't concentrate. And one incident, I come down here 4 weeks ago, and I got these lamps you get from West Hill Wagon Works for brake vans and trains, forward and rear lamps. And all I did was paint that white, and I thought, that's it. I'd lost interest, and I got up and went, and I didn't come down here for another week. But during that week, I come down here, and that 4th week, I think it was, 3rd or 4th week, I painted that, and I sat here and I painted it, and as soon as I'd finished painting it, it needs doing again, by the way, I just lost total interest, couldn't concentrate anymore, and I went, that's it, pack up to the house. 9 times out of 10, I'd fall asleep on the couch. But the 4th week, it rained and rained and rained. So I wasn't just going to sit down here listening to the rain on the roof. So okay, so the 5th week, frosts, and I mean it was -2, 3, and it's no fun in here in the frost, you know, and you've got to run the heater for hours on end just to keep the ambient temperatures right. Well, that brings me on to another thing now, because Charlie Bishop went on about when you're going to build a layout, where you're going to build it, i.e. in a shed like this, or you're in the conservatory, or you have a purpose-built shed or garage, and lofts. There's the big ones, the lofts or bedrooms. Now, what I found down here, Charlie didn't bring it up, but there is another small issue about lofts and sheds and garages, and I'll show you what it says on that gauge right now. Yeah, so just a sec, I'll zoom in on it. And this was what I was talking about. I'll show you now. This is 7:10 on a Friday night, okay, and if we look at this here, this is the humidity now in the shed. Now I can show you a piece of film I did the other day, and it was higher than that. It was nearly 95, but 90% humidity inside the shed, okay? But the shed is perfectly dry. It's bone dry in here. I do get baseboards that actually shrink because it's so dry, but it's the ambient temperature in the shed, okay? At 90% you think it'd be raining in here, but it's not. It's perfectly dry. It's weird, isn't it? But there you go. Well, that, I've got the heater on now, as you can hear in the background, and during the making of this film we'll come back to this particular photo and I'll show you. And what is it, 7:10 on a Friday night, okay? Back in a bit on this one. And that's 90%, and you're thinking, like I said, why isn't it raining in here? 90% humidity, you know, and it's not hot humidity, it's cold humidity. And the thing with the humidity, the shed is built in 3 sections, yeah? There's an end section, a middle section, and the other end section, and then I built the outer section, which I'll come to another bit in there. But let me turn the camera and show you this bit over here, right there. Let me get the camera down, there we go. Here, this is where the end and the middle sections join together. It's a frame, okay? Because this and this haven't butted up tight, I mean really tight, it's allowed a small air gap here, and it's warped, this board. And if I remember right, it's 12mm ply. There's a slight dip in the track there, and I've had to put plastic card on it to level the track up, because it slopes away, it goes downhill towards the wall. And it's the same this side. Just a sec. Right, on this wall here, I mean the brackets are all on it, yeah? You can see there that this is the frame of the shed. And if you look down there, see where that pencil mark is? That was last year's pencil mark. That is where the board was level. And this year it's sunk again another 1/4 inch, as you can see. 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. It actually the railway sort of tips away, it drops down. Fortunately there's a siding there, but if you look straight on you can see the train lean just a little bit. But that's the humidity, what it does in here. Now the next thing is, it's bringing me on to this, is down here. Okay, down here I've put sponges. Now when I'm not here there's always a draft coming through the portals. Yes, I've got lift up flaps, but they're not airtight. Yeah, in fact I'm going to do away with them, because I put these sponges in. And you know what? That's fantastic. They're absolutely brilliant, they are. And they come in a packet. It's Carr's sponges. I get mine from my local shop, and they're about $1.50 for a pair. And all I've done is one pair, cut them in half, and they actually slot perfect size into there, and it moulds itself into the rail. Now what happens is there's a draft of air. Now I've ballasted under there, all four of them, and because of the draft of the air coming through, when you're not here 24/7, are you? And we've gone through no end of storms and high winds and everything, it causes a draft coming through the shed. It doesn't cause the humidity that's already in. It's an ambient temperature. Callum will tell you that. Was it 6F88, whatever, he's got a 6J8. Anyway, Callum, he works for Pico now, and I remember him having a humidifier in his loft, and he was pulling gallons of water out of his loft per hour, virtually. It was that bad. And that's the same in lofts as well as the shed. I know this is well insulated, but you're still getting it. But what that was doing, the draft of air coming underneath there with the humidity, was actually softening the PVA, and the PVA would all end up down here as loose bits, yeah? And I'd end up with a bald patch there where the air would come through. So stuffing these bits of sponges in there cures that problem, okay? And it's the same with that side. I've put them on that side as well as the other side. So now I haven't got a draft of air in here while I'm not here, while I'm not playing trains, while I haven't got the heating on. The draft has stopped to a point. Obviously it's going to come through the doorway and all that. It's not double glazed, is it? Whatever, I might get it through the windows, but it's not destroying the track and ballast in the portals. And if you look closely where I put the new station in, West Hill Wagon Works station, you can actually see there's a slight warp there. See if I can jack it up above that. There we go, I've jacked you up above the shelter. Now if you look here, it's raised up a bit there, and there's a bit of a dip there. But that's the same with the board. The draft of air was affecting this, and it's soft. It's the same with this side. You don't see it this side, but it's not actually glued to the board, it's just sitting there. But it has caused that very slight warping. So I'm not worried about that. That's okay. There's not a lot I can do with that in the corner anyway. It's just the design of it all, really, at the end of the day. So what else have I been up? Right, these BR side lamps and brake vans and what have you can put on there. If you can look at the picture there, look at the glare off, there you go. And like I said, they come on this sprue, and there's holes both sides. What you do is paint them up and you put a dab of glue in the holes, and these very, very, very small crystals. You need good tweezers. You can't do them with your fingers because you'll get glue on the end of your finger, it'll be stuck to you. Just put a dab of glue in the hole and get the tweezers and manipulate it into the hole. That's how you do them. Okay, so that's that part of the update, which I've sorted. Hang on a sec. Right, the next part of the update. Westhill Wagon Works again. Safety markings, yeah? And this is how they go in the shed, okay? And they're right through the shed. Can I see? Yeah, there they are. And it just follows the track all the way down and out to the end, okay? On the two tracks it goes through the shed. Right. Now there's two packs in there. Otherwise, one pack would only go from the end to about here. So you need a second pack to finish it off, because that's quite long, that. And if I get a tape measure, because I know what you people are like, you'll want to know how long it is. 32 inches, give or take half an inch. Yeah, 32, 33 inches long. The packs themselves is, there you go. If I take this out of here, just bear with me, and then you get the sizes that you want if you want to put them in your layout. Right. Pack includes 6 times 6 millimeter at 190 millimeters long, or 4 at 4 millimeter wide at 190 millimeters long. Okay. Now, if you look here, can you see the width difference? That's stuck down. Yeah, it's stuck down. There's a width difference there. You can see it better there, where the 6 millimeter meets the 4 millimeter. 6 millimeters in the shed and 4 millimeters are outside the shed. So again, they're only a few quid. They're not expensive type things. But you know, it's all about enhancement, isn't it? Updating. And if you look here at this position now, if I zoom in, see how the gap, how much the top layer is sunk compared to the back seam. You can see it there. That's why the bushes are there, to hide the gap. And it's just the frame, the main support frame, where the two sides of the shed's joined together. So that's that at the moment. Hang on. Right, the other update I've done is these wagons. Remember I painted all these up? And what I've done is finished off the Hunt's couplings. Where is it? I think it was this one. And that's the thing about Hunt's couplings, they're easy to take off. And I fitted these. Can you see that? Yeah. What you do is cut or drill out the rivet and you replace it with these. And what it does, it makes it so easy to put on and off the track. Okay? It's as simple as that. There is no weight issues. You can have huge rakes of trains on the Elite, and they're all stuck together and they reverse nicely. Now on these, because they've got a float, well, they float in it, they turn. Because they turn, because they've got Hunt couplings on them and not the big D coupling, them Hunt couplings actually steers the truck round the corner. So you get no drag, you don't get any derailments or whatsoever. The wheels are always facing in the right direction. They're not trying to climb the rail on one thing and another. That's the reason why you put them on there. And I've literally had no issue whatsoever. And I did the same with the EWS box fans. What's his name? Stuart from St Mary's. He did exactly the same as me, and he never got a derailment afterwards. You have no issues whatsoever. What you got to remember about Hunt's couplings, there's a lot of variants for a lot of rolling stock. They all been specifically made for different types of rolling stock. These are made for this type of thing. You can also, if you like, they got the TTAs. They're more, these float, they turn the axles, don't they? But a TTA is a rigid thing. You can get the coupling that actually swivels there, right on the joint. So you get no derailment issues, you get no, they're not trying to pull them off on the corners. They're always pulling centrally. So now I've got this whole rake sorted. And I find that the actual Hornby, this is a cheap Hornby EWS. I put lights on this. Is it? Yeah, there they are. If I change the direction, I fitted from illuminated models. Put a set of lights in them, and I'll back it up now. Now you couldn't do this for love or money with decouplings, not with these floating axles, I tell you now. And they're going around 290-degree corners. The point being, they're always pushing in a central position. And it's quick and easy to swap your rolling stock. That's the main thing about it. Once you got fed up with it, you can whiz them off. You're not twisting and pulling and doing all sorts. And there you go. Change the direction. And there we go. Same with these. These are all on Hunt's couplings, but there's a future film coming up on that at the moment. That's after Christmas. What's the other thing I got out? Oh, I got the Class 40 out. I've been playing with that. That's been stood for 6 months, and you know, it runs perfectly, same as the 101. Always been tucked away. Now, the reason why the Class 40 was tucked away was it was always down here. It was part of the furniture down here, if you forgive the pun. Now, what I've done, again, Westhill Wagon Works, that engine on the low loader is a Class 47 engine. That bodywork, it's jacked up on the Bachmann jacks, is the Class 47. And the bogies underneath, which comes from Westhill Wagon Works, are 47 bogies. So therefore I've made a small diorama, haven't I, of the bodywork jacked up above the bogies with a new engine there. Okay, yes, you could do a lot more with that. I don't want to cut a hole in the roof. I don't want to go that far, but that's the sort of scenario. If you got a cheap 47 engine body, you could cut a hole in the roof and make a better diorama, because therefore you got the crane there as well. So you could do all them sort of thing. Okay. Right, what's the big thing now? What's to show you? Right, the big thing to show you is this. Charlie Bishop said you always need a project. Well, boy, have I got a project. There's 2 suspension bridges there. They are coming out. There'll be a complete new back seam. I have now got the pictures, but I haven't got the board yet. I haven't been to B&Q for the board. But I've got the pictures that fit across there, and that's about 9 foot 9, 9 foot 8 across. So the pictures are 10 foot at 15 inches. So that'll fit in there perfectly below the TV. So the bridges are coming out. This part will be modified, and maybe that one will stay as it is, but that stanchion there will be coming out. So it'll be a new back seam and new bridges. It's going to take 3 bridges. I've got the bridges, but I'm not allowed to have them till Christmas Day. But I've got to modify one of this end sort of thing here, because they don't quite fit snugly. So it's only a bit of what do they call it? Oh, MDF. Yeah. I've got some bits that'll fill it in, you know, with all the brickwork, that type of thing. So it'll fit up about 1 inch, 2 inches at the most. So it'll be only a small correction. In fact, I could make one of them. Well, no, I couldn't do it. No, it wouldn't work. Not with that pillar. No, that has to go with the bridge. But underneath, all that's coming out and everything. So it's a complete redesign of all that. There's 54.5 inches. So it's quite a size. But that's a major project. This shelf's going. I should imagine this shelf will go. I'm going to have to move my signs both sides because of the back seam and one thing or another. So I've got quite a bit of work in front of me there. It's a big project actually. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm quite excited about all that. I haven't done anything down here lately, but like Charlie says, build the basics and then go back to it bit at a time. But he really inspired me this week. But that was the whole point about sorry about I'll move the camera quick and then get it over with. Right, so now we've been here, what was it, 10 past a quarter to 40 minutes, okay? I'm just having the heater on. There we go. We've lost 10%, haven't we? 10% of the humidity because of warm air. So it's dropping, see, if the temperatures... The only problem with this shed, it doesn't get the sunlight in the winter. In the summer, there's sunlight on it all the time, so it's always being warmed. But during the winter, I have no sunlight on it whatsoever for a few months, and that's why you get this humidity in here. But as you can see, it's already dropped 10% in 35 minutes, something like that. So there you go. Right guys, so here you've seen a few updates I've done, and you've seen what I'm going to do for the future. Like I said, that's a big project because I've got to pull a lot of stuff out and I'm leaning over. Another thing Charlie Bishop brought up was how wide you want to put your boards, depending on your rooms, of course. Well, mine is 42 inches, so it's like 3.5 feet, isn't it? And you still haven't got enough. That one's 3 foot 3 inches. Depending on what you want. if you can have a nice narrow aisle with this type of oval layout, you can get more stuff in. What you tend to see at exhibitions, they're only 18 inches to 2 feet wide, and they sort of cram a lot in them, but you can't get a lot on it, as daft as it may seem. But the wider you can get it, the more you can put on it, the more you can enhance everything. Anyway, that's for you to determine where you're going to build your layout. I totally agree with everything Charlie has said, and by experience. Yes, I got a lot wrong in the beginning, learnt by experience. It was a flat layout, and then suddenly, years down the line, it's turned into this, and it's still evolving. It never stops evolving. So, there's just a few things I'd like to say about congratulations to Fly Mode Chairman 1 for winning Moderator of the Year, sponsored by West Hill Wagon Works. He won a train set for being Moderator of the Year. I'm sure most of you know him. He's in everybody's live streams. He's a great guy. He's very quick on the tippy tappy, and he well deserves it. He's always there for you, and his knowledge is good as well. So if you ask him a question, he'll more likely answer it for you. Fair dues to him. Or he can put you on to a person that can. He's really good. He's really switched on. So congratulations, Adam, which is Fly Mode Chairman 1, Moderator of the Year. And once again, Charlie Bishop, thank you very much for inspiring me to do this film down here tonight. What time is it now? It's 9:30 on a Friday night, and he's inspired me. You inspired me, Charlie, to come down and do something. That was the main thing, and I'm still here. My concentration's still going. And just before I switch off, I'll show you. Let me have a look in the camera. Where are we now? That's what is it? 9:30 now, and it's what? I can't quite see on the camera. 70%. There you go. It's dropped 20%. The humidity in here. It's nice and toasty. It's lovely and warm. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. But there you go. So thank you to all my subscribers and people that watch, whether you're subscribed or not. A very, very, very Merry Christmas to you all. I am picking up with YouTube slowly. I'm starting to watch, and you'll see me tippy tapping again. I know a lot of people like it when I tippy tappy. I don't know why, but there you go. What else was there? I'm sure there was something else. What I have got is a short running film. I did this a while ago. I was experimenting with music and camera, so I'll show you that. But I want to upgrade this film you're going to see with a different logo, which I'm getting for Christmas. Now, I know I'm getting it because I bought it, but I wasn't. She took it straight off me. I walked in the house with it. I says, "This is what we bought, dear." She grabs it off me. Can't have that till Christmas. I thought, sodding hell, I want to go and test it, you know. No. Jesus. So, once again, thank you very much. And Charlie Bishop, I hope you get to 100,000 subs. I do. It's a big ask, in it. You know what I mean? Fair dues, but I hope you get there. And it's the same with me. I've never asked. If you want to watch the future project of building this and more, and there's going to be more fun, because the girls are going to have to be on there, won't they? You know what I mean? They're going to have to Trip to Light Fantastic across the bridge. That'll make for some fun, won't it? I might even get new girls for Christmas, I don't know. I haven't got a clue on that. But I would consider subscribing and ticking the bell if you want to get notifications on next year of building these new bridges. And they're not the normal bridges. They're done by my local model shop, Rudland Models. He's designed them, made them, and I haven't seen anything like these before, not this particular design, so I hope you're pleased with the outcome. That's the main thing. And they're only £15 if you want to buy them each bridge. But like I said, my local model shop, Rudland Models, he's making them. So without further ado, very, very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, in case I'm not back here till next year. And I'll leave you with the running shots with some music as one of my my little things. Okay, so all the best, people. All right, bye for now. Just have fun. Christmas is here.